Well, hello and welcome once again to the DCL Podcast, where we're inviting you to sit back, relax, and we'll be on our way shortly.
Well, welcome back to the DCL Podcast, your podcast to cruise a little smarter. I'm your host, Lake, and I'm joined by my co-host, Christy. Christy, how are you today?
I am well, Lake. How are you?
Doing all right.
So we're here for our Coffee at the Cove Cabanas episode to talk about the Destiny. And let me just tell all you listeners how sad I am. I am sad, Christy, because we were supposed to have a third host today, a guest host, who is all into Marvel and all into the things. And he was going to provide the commentary that I am just not going to be able to provide. But guess what? He's not here.
Nope. Dumb work.
Dumb work. And now
we have a lot of really cool stuff to talk about. Yes. Or at least I think it's cool.
Lake has so many cool things to talk about.
Yes. I actually, from what they revealed with this, I think this is posed to be probably one of the most unique ships in the fleet.
100%. And did we only talk about this for the Patreons, that I had run into some random worker that was launching a ship or something and was talking about the Destiny. It was just when it was releasing. And they said the Destiny is a ship for new cruisers. Like, they are doing things to entice non-cruisers to cruise.
Yeah, I could see that. I feel like not just non-cruisers, but I think it's really trying to target a diversified market.
Well, first-time cruisers anyway. Yeah, different crowd of people. I mean, the beauty of it is, we're going to get into the ship details, but if you're a Disney cruiser and you love Disney Cruise Line, you're going to love the new experiences. You know, you're going to have a new show and a new dining room. And so all these new things are going to be exciting, which is great. And if you're not, and you're like, oh, do I want to try it? You know, the heroes and villains is going to be exciting for you. So I think it's great because it can reach a bunch of different people. Yeah,
definitely a very diverse ship here. I think it is going to be very interesting, but we can get into some of the details here. Actually, go ahead and talk about your grand entrance, the lobby, if I can find where those pictures are.
Which the pictures don't really work for the people who are just listening on the podcast feed, but
no, it doesn't.
It is live for our Patreons right now.
Yep. And we like to show them some graphics and some pictures to go along with it, just to, show what we are discussing. But yeah, so this lobby, I cannot find the pictures, but
maybe it's not in there.
Is they showed us more details, a little bit more of what it looks like. We also saw the other side where the stage and everything was going to be with this. I think consistent with the Wish and the Treasure, it is like a very beautiful looking lobby. It's very bright and very gold.
And neon.
Yeah.
And there was an article I read that talked about bringing in the opportunity to do more with lighting on this Grand Hall, or is that what we're still calling it, versus any others. So I thought that was, it is still being called the Grand Hall. I thought that was great. Like, they're going to be able to do more with the lighting than they ever could. Somebody said, and I think we just need to say it so everybody knows, for maybe newer listeners, I have never seen a Marvel movie. I am familiar with maybe 4 or 5 Marvel characters as a whole, and Spider-Man is one of them. And somebody said, this is not a ship for Christy. And as a whole, a ship with heroes and villains in the fight, I don't ever need a villain in anything. I like all happiness and happy endings for, give me a Hollywood, what is that channel called? Lifetime movie all day long. That's my happy place. So this is not for me. So know this going in, that this is not a Christy ship. So, this is why we have Lake, and we were supposed to have.
Yeah. And that is okay. That's why there are many different and beautiful ships in the Disney Cruise Line fleet. And it is cool that, you don't necessarily need to pick a ship. I think this stands really for Disney more than any other cruise line. There's no other cruise line where 30-year-old ships have such an affinity, like the Magic and the Wonder. But then, the Wish, there's a lot of people that don't like the Wish. They say, I would rather be on the Magic, the Wonder, the Fantasy, the Dream. That's my style. That's my vibe. And we'll continue to cruise those ships. And that is A-okay.
And then there's some that are on the Wish and or the Treasure and are like, we're not going back. So this is what's beautiful. And if you're like me and Marvel or this heroes and villains isn't your thing, fortunately, and we'll get into it, there are things even for me. So, everybody gets to have their own, as Lake would call it, choose your adventure. Oh, look at you found the lobby. See the neon?
Yeah, so sticking with the lobby, they are also leaning into, it looks like, the storytelling element of the ship, just like they did with the Treasure. This time, sticking with that Marvel theme, we're seeing, I think, the most Marvel theming that we have seen on a ship, which isn't new. We have Marvel Day at Sea. We've had some Marvel areas in the kids' clubs, but this really, I want to say, goes all in. I mean, you can't beat the lobby statue with Black Panther. And what I think is also interesting about the lobby statue, they showed some more details of them creating it. And it's really the most lifelike lobby statue that we've seen. Like, it's really deep in those details. And it looks like it's pretty much to scale of Black Panther there.
Yeah, Disney released a reel, which that's one thing right around when the Treasure was released. They started to show more and give us more and actually put more stuff on the internet, like publicly putting out stuff instead of just having influencers do it. And I am loving when they do these little Imagineering bits. So if you are interested, you can go to Disney Cruise Line on Instagram, I believe, or Facebook or whatever. And they have the little video of showing working on the Black Panther statue. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and sticking with that heroes theming, they did mention that there's going to be some villain takeovers and that you will be able to find Loki about the ship doing some sort of takeover, which is kind of interesting. That's kind of similar to the Marvel Day at Sea deck show, where it's the villains, take over and the heroes fight them off. So it sounds like you're going to get kind of some different storytelling based off of that. I'm interested to see if we're going to get some sort of characters like we have on the Treasure. What are their names?
Oh, Sage and Coriander.
Yeah, like what are those characters? Like, I would almost love to see like news reporters.
Oh, okay.
Going around the ship and they're like reporting on, whatever show you're kind of going to see, and that's how it's going to be. Get me pictures of Spider-Man for those that will understand that reference. Christy won't.
What are we going to do? This is why we needed Chad.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for this. I think that the lobby, and then going into that, you have the Sanctum Sectorum is going to be the Bayou replacement, which I think actually looks like, even if you're not a Doctor Strange fan, it's got that really cool kind of New York, like lounge kind of feel. Like it looks like a nice space.
It does. I agree. I had no idea what it was, just in case people really didn't believe that this is not my genre. It said the word sanctum and people were like, oh, it's Doctor Strange. Could not have figured that out. But yes, it's going to be a darker theme, which I feel like is the theme for this ship. It's just darker in general.
See, that's funny, though, because I think the lobby is way brighter looking than. Well,
okay. The first picture where it's the lobby in the daylight, sure. But I feel like it's not going to be the 8 Grand Hall in the daylight very often. Anyway, we don't need to speculate about that. I just think as a whole, like when you see the picture with the neon lights and whatever's happening on the stage with the green glowing light that they've been releasing as like the darker picture, that is dark to me.
We'll see. I mean, this lounge, the Sanctum, definitely does have that. It's got those dark woods. It's got that like mahogany wood type of look to it. So it definitely is darker. But I mean, the Bayou is darker too.
Right. Can you roll up? What is that picture right above it?
Right above it, that is the Cast and Cannon. So that's the pub replacement.
And we already had known about that. That wasn't a new thing, but I was trying to figure out. There we go. Okay.
Yep, they did release the pictures of the like exclusive mug that you can get on the ship for that.
Oh yeah, the new beer mug.
Yep, and it looks cool. The like logo for the Destiny is really cool and unique. It's like kind of wavy and funky. It's not just like the silhouette of the ship.
Yeah.
And I mean, I love my Wish one, but I think that one is just a little bit more interesting to look at. And I love that each ship now is getting its own beer mug.
I mean, it's smart for Disney to do that.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm sure we will see quite a bit of different exclusive items to this ship. Otherwise, sticking with Cast and Cannon here, I will say between the 3 Wish class pub bars, I think this one is actually the least interesting to me. I think it'll still be great. I think the theming will be great, but I really like that Periscope pub theming and what they did with that. Yeah, I think that one is really knocks it out of the park. And the small details in Keg and Compass, like just that woodwork and everything, I think it's just beautiful. But, you know, this is a lounge that we have not seen the final details on, so it's not really fair to compare it yet. And it's still kind of they're all very nautical themed in that, so I'm sure they will still knock that one out of the park.
And then in case you missed it, the Star Wars bar on the ship is also going to be, which was the other direction, is also going to be the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, I mean, Haunted Mansion, I think, was the grand slam that they expected Hyperspace Lounge to be.
Yep.
Like, they put the work into it and it paid off and it was amazing and beautiful. Am I a little bit disappointed to see the copy and paste? Yes. But, you know, again, that's an amazing lounge and another ship that makes it accessible to get to see that lounge. Like, I still don't have plans to sail the Treasure right now because those 7 nights can be hard to get onto.
Right. It's a completely different price point than a 4 to 5 night sailing. So, all right. We have lounge space. That's good.
Yep. And then...
one more thing, because before we move on, since we're talking about lounges or bars or whatever, the Rose is still going to be the Rose, and we had already heard that. But there is going to be... So the Rose, as you're entering the Rose, there is the Beast Flower. And on the Wish, the Beast Flower is red. And on the Treasure, it's gold, and there are more leaves lost. And then on the Destiny, my understanding is it's going to be different again. And I want to say it's either like it's most the leaves are gone or there's only one left or something. But there's definitely the whole Rose losing its leaves situation is going to be the Destiny as well.
So does the Rose look different on the Treasure compared to the Wish then?
No, it's the same. Wait. The bar or the Rose? The bar looks exactly the same, but the Rose as you're entering is different a little bit. That's the only difference.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, maybe that will be the same. I mean, there's a lot of standard things that are going to be the same on the ship. Your Untangled Salon, Hook's Barbery are the same. Your kids' clubs are pretty similar as well.
Go back up. We might as well talk about this last bar.
Yeah. So then... we did know about this bar or this lounge, but they did release more details on it. But that is DeVille's, which is the piano bar off of the lobby there. And they released more information. There was a little fashion show with Cruella involved, and they released some of the different themed drinks that you could get as well. I mean, I think this lounge looks cool.
Yeah, I love a piano bar.
Yes,
I think the theming works.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, it's fun themed, but it still, maintains kind of that elegant piano bar vibe.
Okay, so the Disney press print at the bottom says keys to a wickedly good time, which, I mean, come on, look at that powerful use of words. We have keys because it's a piano key, wickedly good villains. There you go.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm excited for it, but I think this lounge is always just so small and so packed.
It's so small.
Yeah, like it needs a little bit more room.
I did like, though, on the Treasure that there's an outside walk-up bar. It did takeaway, I believe, from inside the bar, so they have to figure that out. But it is nice just to have an ability to easily walk in and grab a drink and, move on, go to dinner or whatever. All right.
Where
do we want to go next?
We go to shows?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, Hercules is obviously the big wow for the ship. And just like Moana, they're really leaning into the puppets. They love to talk about puppets.
There was a whole bunch of sections of these articles about the puppets. And I guess the people that got to go out to see some of the information yesterday, they're already starting to show them more about that. I don't think they're showing them the puppet. Did they? Now I don't know. But there's definitely pictures of it or concept art. And the thing is going to take over the whole screen. It's pretty amazing in Moana, what they do with that puppet and how they handle it. So that'll be exciting to see this one too.
Yeah. And we are talking about the Hydra. in the Hercules. If you watch the movie, you know, he fights the Hydra, you cut off the head and it grows additional heads. So there is definitely some interesting things that can go with that.
Just kidding.
I feel like most people are going to have already seen or know what a Hydra is. And then they did announce that the additional show, Seize the Adventure, will return. That makes sense. It's been on all the ships. I think that show is great. It's like the great variety show. And it's a very palatable 30 minutes as well. Great to see if your kids can sit through a show to begin with, if they've never done that before. And then Frozen is returning to this ship, which...
I love Frozen. I don't understand it on this ship, if we're being honest.
I think they needed to pick a princess theme.
Something for the girls.
Well, I don't think it necessarily has to be for the girls, but, you know, Hercules is very, you know, hero fighting action. You know, they just brought Beauty and the Beast back, but every ship has the princess show. I think they needed to add a princess show. And honestly, of the princess theme shows, Frozen is the best one. I mean, maybe Beauty and the Beast is probably the best theatric and best produced. Yeah. Like even on The Dream, I'm still wowed by that. But again, they just brought that to the treasure. I think that makes Frozen the next best thing. It will be interesting to see what updates they do here, because they do have a more technical stage here compared to what you can see on the Fantasy and Wonder it's on currently.
That is a good point.
Yeah. So, I mean, it should get a nice little refresh. I know people were pretty positive on even Beauty and the Beast coming to these stages.
Oh, yeah. They'll definitely be able to use the lights and the abilities of that theater to like freeze the theater and things like that.
Yeah. And then I will just take a minute to shout out some of our Patreons. As we mentioned, we are live for them as we do for these cabanas and some of our other shows. So hi, Liz. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Chris. Thank you all for joining us. They are chatting here in our various comments. And if you guys have any questions, otherwise, I'm going to kind of keep going through and just noting anything that pops up and shows new for the Destiny. They did discuss the Aquamouse is getting its own show. Looks like it's going to be featuring more villain-esque, which should be interesting. They mentioned the Evil Queen, Scar and Chernabog. It looks like, yeah, basically as you ride up Villain Mountain is what you're going to be going up on the conveyor belt. So it's going to be lots of kind of spooky scenes, I'm guessing, of these villains, which is interesting. Smart. So I wonder if there's going to be like a hero stopping them type of vibe, or if it's just like the villains are going to throw you off this mountain.
These are good questions. You said a word even there that I wouldn't have even been able to pronounce. Didn't even know what
Chernabog?
It was. Just, yeah.
It's the villain from Fantasia.
We need Chad.
But what else do we have to discuss that's new that we have not already? Dining for sure. And they did release a lot of different food and drink concepts from around the ship. I believe they showed the special snack from the Sanctum was like that pressed waffle thing.
Oh, yeah. I did read about that.
But then I think the big dining highlight was the Lion King. They give some more details on that. I mean, that's the only new rotational dining restaurant to the ship. Marvel is returning, and it's returning to feature the Groot show as the main show. So that'll be like your first night show throughout the ship, which we've got pretty positive reviews on. I mean, I think even if you're not interested in the show, people can enjoy that music. It's pretty palatable to just listen to the music and chat with your table if you want, opposed to the Marvel action scenes. And then, of course, 1923 is also returning. 1923 has two pretty strong menus, so absolutely nothing wrong there. But favorite. They released a little bit of this menu for the Lion King restaurant. What's the actual name of the restaurant?
Feast of the Lion King? Oh, yeah.
Feast of the Lion King. Yeah, and I mean, everything looks pretty solid here. Basically a lot of like African flavor influences as well. Like even just the concept pictures like looks super appetizing to me.
Yeah.
And I think that this show, very inspired by the Lion King Broadway style for sure, looks like it's going to be just absolutely fantastic.
And they did announce that if there's a 5-night cruise and you repeat this restaurant, that you will get a second menu and a second show, at least a second musical number situation.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be the want to have rotation on this ship.
Don't give away the secrets, Lake.
That's not a secret. Everyone's thinking
I'm just kidding.
You know, do you want Quantum Core experience or second Broadway musical night?
Yeah, I think between 1923 and The Lion King, and especially for first time goers on the ship, everybody is going to be going first to, unless they want a quieter environment, but first to the Pride Lands and then second to 1923 as their requested repeat restaurant. There is a new song. No, that's in Hercules. That's what we forgot to talk about. They are doing a new song in the stage production for Hercules, which is exciting. Which I'm curious if they'll have that song in London for the stage show there. And I'm curious how close the adaptations of both shows will be. I assume they're pretty similar.
Yeah, we'll see. It will be interesting that we'll both have seen Hercules on, I almost said on Broadway, but that's
in the West End.
Yeah, at the West End. And then we'll be able to compare it to this. I mean, I've got high expectations for it on both, and I think it will live up to it. We do have another new space on the ship to discuss. Edna a la mode suites.
If y'all could see my rolling of my eyes, the amount of real estate that Disney gives to writing up about this sweet shop is fascinating to me. I do understand though that they're going to have that cookie, the Jack Jack cookie from Disneyland. So that'll make people excited. People love that cookie.
Yeah, this is the space on, it doesn't matter what the theme or what the ship is. I will walk in and say, oh, that's neat, and then leave and never be back. Although I always like everyone that gets stuff there always says it's really good. And like, we've never heard someone be like, oh yeah, I got this there and it was absolutely terrible.
Right. I can't eat anything there for allergy purposes. They won't, and they have indicated that nothing is safe if you have an allergy. And so, for that reason, the space is lost on me but then secondly, you all know that I'll pay for a concierge room, but don't like paying extra for things once I get somewhere. And so paying extra for treats when there's treats all around is just not usually what I do. But there are many people that love that sweet shop. So good on them. And I'm glad you have this. But I'm curious, did we miss it? Did they say anything? Is anything happening to that baby in a box that they show in all the concept pictures? Jack in his box that's sneaking out in the store.
I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But also, if you're going to have a baby in a box, shouldn't it dance or something? I mean, it seems like that would break. But also, that would make it more exciting. But I'm telling you, there was 5 paragraph inches on that sweet shop when they were describing it. But I didn't see anything about anything happening with that baby, Jack.
Yeah. Another thing they did reveal was the various artwork that you'll get for your rooms. All of it, I think, is pretty much stunning, to be honest.
Yes. And there was no indication of which artwork was going to which types of rooms, but Sorcerer Mickey is one of them. And Brave is another one. Obviously, you can see the ones that I was the most excited about. And I thought I took pictures of more, but I did not.
I do believe Sorcerer Mickey is the concierge rooms. Mm-hmm. When you scroll through this, it's all the Hercules one. And then once you get concierge, it changes to the Sorcerer Mickey one.
Okay. Well, where's Brave?
They're all very heroes and villains, one side and the other. Not really. It's not action-y, but it's very light side, dark side type of vibe. And yeah, they are probably some of my favorite room art that we have seen kind of since they started this with the Wish. They fit really nicely with the room color schemes. They're all designed that way. Most of them are very much blue and kind of tan orange on the other side.
They have all of the door knockers released as well. So they're the fish extenders rather. So you can see what each of the different ones are going to look like. So that's kind of cute. I think they released some of the carpet too, which I don't know.
Oh, and we do have the coffee shops as well.
Oh yeah, there's a Brave one.
Yep, there is Cafe Merida and Cafe Megara.
That's exciting.
So Meg and Merida are the themes there. So I mean, I think those little coffee bars are one of the best additions that the Wish class or Triton class ships have added.
I'm telling you, they're my favorite. It's kind of shocking how much I love those, but I love just their location and how you can be going on your way to wherever and there's your coffee right there.
Yeah, I feel like they're right off the lobby, but I don't feel like they're in locations that ever feel too busy.
No, unless it's a preview cruise and it's just not, it's a different group of people. So it's either media or travel trade interacting with each other, then those coffee shops are jammed. But typically, there's very few people in them, and you just get your coffee and you get your drink and you move on, which is fabulous.
Yeah, the one is by mainsail. That one can be kind of busy if you're at opening or closing of those restaurants. But yeah, I mean, otherwise they're kind of lovely. Like they usually have little tables on the outside. You can sit down and do some work there. Like they're always just really chill.
Yes. Oh, they released some of the shopping. There's definitely, it's hard. Oh, and Hero Mini. What are we calling Mini? What is her name? I've called her Hero Mini. I'm not sure what other name she has, if they've given her a name yet, but she's in like her, I can't say that word, hero suit. It's all like rubbing together.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. That one's kind of lost on me.
It's my favorite feature. She looks like Wonder Woman. This is everybody
like
my
the
era.
Adventure and the Captain Mini. This one's lost on me. I'm sorry. I'm not into that one. I'll admit it.
Rude.
If it's your vibe, I am happy for you.
So the concept, like the designs of the different items that they're selling, there is a whole hero and villain, or hero, I guess, like bright colored Mickey and Minnie plush that they're outing. And then there's, of course, a spirit jersey, because of course they have to have a spirit jersey. But then there's also a bit of, so like the Disney Destiny flagged material or merchandise is very black, so that there's a pair of ears that are dark colored. They almost look like they would be like leather. And then there's a crossbody bag that's dark colored. And then a shirt that also matches, that's also black. So I think that those items looked really sharp. And there's, of course, a magic band.
Always a magic band.
Always a magic band now. Or Disney Band Plus.
And then another space that we did miss is the Luna or Sarabi replacement.
What is it going to be?
It's black. It continues the Black Panther theme. So it's kind of all basically Marvel cohesion from the Sanctum to the Grand Hall all the way down to Saga there.
I mean, I don't know what that word means, but also good on Disney for attaching itself to a theme. Good.
Yeah, there's not really any pictures or photos to really go off of. The photo when you click on Saga on the deck plans, which the ship deck plans are available in this like new interactive version now. And it's literally just like a picture of people on a stage. Like, it's not like, oh, look at how, like the Sarabi one is very like, oh, look at how beautiful this area is. And they may just not have, the final design for that. Christy, do we have anything else to talk about?
I don't think so. One of our Patreons did talk about how, and we sort of talked a little bit about the sage and coriander, but it looked like there was some items mentioned in the press releases that made it seem that they are going to have more of those shows that are just going to be popping up. And so that's going to be great to see what unique opportunities they come up with on the ship. And I think that was one of the additions to the treasure that helped make it people's favorite ship, that allowed it to leapfrog above others because of the efforts that Disney put into it to make more ship-specific entertainment. That was fantastic too.
Yeah, I think they set a really nice standard for ship theming cohesion as well with all of that. Like, people love that. I think this will be the hardest ship to be able to kind of indulge in all of that, especially if they have as much as they have on the treasure, because you have a varying itinerary. So it's very possible that shorter sailings just may not get all of the fun things that the longer sailings get.
True. And remember, and I guess this is good for all of the cruisers to keep in mind, there are 2 7-night Destiny cruises on the books for next year. So in that case, you will repeat every restaurant twice.
I love that. Well, I don't think I have too much more to discuss on the Destiny.
No, except that I did finally find the image, which took me, since we've had this conversation, of all of the stateroom themes. And so, yeah, the stateroom art, a headboard art, I guess. So Sorcerer Mickey, as we discussed, it would make sense if that was in Concierge because it's like a lighter color. We didn't mention the Incredibles are getting one of the, what are we calling those? Stateroom murals. It's a mural. And then there's the Hercules one. And then Mulan. I don't think we talked about that. Did you talk about that? I don't remember that. And then there's Brave. So cool. Merida.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I have anything else to hit on here. Patrons, did we miss anything, or do you have anything else you wanted us to hit on before I close this out?
I don't have anything else to hit.
I don't think so either.
Well, we did it.
We did. All right. Well, Christy, where can our listeners follow you?
Oh, you know what we should talk about while we're telling them where to follow us, Lake, is you can follow me, Pack Your Pixie Dust. But Lake, what should they do, our listeners? They should join us on our podcast cruise, which is going to be on the Destiny on July 18th, 2026. It's a 5-night cruise, so you have that opportunity to repeat. We are going to be linking our staterooms to dine together. So if you are, and Lake and I are booked, and other friends and followers of the show. So if you're interested in joining us, reach out to me at Christy at packyourpixiedust.com. In the show notes, there is a link to contact me so that you can click that to book. And we would love to see you all there.
Yeah, we're super excited for this. We've got, like you said, Patreons and friends and members booked. We've got some friends of MouseGen booked to come along with us. So we are definitely super excited about all of this.
All right. So they're going to book, they're going to reach out to me to book. But then Lake, if they want to follow you, where should they follow you?
Yeah, you can follow me at MouseGen on Instagram and YouTube. And you can follow the podcast on DCL Podcast on Instagram and Facebook. And of course, you can help support the show by visiting us at patreon.com/DCL Podcast. But that is going to do it for this show. Thank you all so much for joining us, and we will see you next time on the DCL Podcast. Bye, guys.
The DCL Podcast is not affiliated with the Disney Cruise Line, Walt Disney Company, Adventures by Disney, or Run Disney. All of the opinions expressed on our shows are those of the hosts and the guests who appear on the show. If you have any questions about any of these products, please contact the Walt Disney Company.